Hello everyone and welcome back to Fate Stay Night. Oh man. Last time, the final battle began. Saber began to fight Gilgamesh and Shirou, in turn, fought Kirei. But things aren't looking good for our heroes. Last we left off, everyone is in a very bad situation. Saber was enveloped in the light of Gilgamesh's noble phantasm, and Shirou, similarly, was swallowed by the darkness of the angry mango. So, things really aren't looking too good. I don't expect that this is the finale of the Fate route. No, I think there's at minimum 2 more videos left to go here, but I'm in it for the long haul. This is the start of a new recording session for me, so I might just finish this here right now. Let's resume. The instant I am swallowed by the darkness, hell is printed into my brain. There are 5 original penalties: life penalty, body penalty, freedom penalty, fame penalty, fortune penalty. Give the penalty that extends so much punishment, mud, darkness, and malice. Elimination of human rights by castration, exile, execution. Torture and sadism upon the body through digestion. Denial by consensus of the colony that eliminates all honor. Excuse me, what? Oh. Okay, Scorn from judgment and selfishness that takes away men's fortunes. Death penalty, penal servitude, imprisonment, custody, fine, penalty. Crime from a grudge, crime from self-interest, unconscious crime, self-conscious crime, civil war, inducement, false statement, theft, robbery, kidnap, suicide, rape, arson, bombing violation, negligent homicide, mass violence, death at work, overconfident accident, misdiagnosis, concealment, violation for benefit, violation for self-protection, violation for love, violation for respect, selfish, redacted, stealing, fraudulent, fraud, concealment, murder, theft, crime, personal grudge, attack, dirty, you are dirty, atone, every violence, every crime, every victim, atone for everything. This world is ruled by something not human. Know the conscious to reform crimes. Know the penalty to what is going on? Know the penalty to reform crimes. People's kindness is here. There is so much it cannot be noticed. Know the violence to hide crimes. Know the power to hide crimes. People's malignance is here. It is so rare that it is noticed. 100 kindnesses and 1 malignance. Malignance shines bright to keep the balance and exists as a great evil to compete with the masses of kindness. There are 5 original penalties. I didn't skip that. Oh. Yeah, I don't even know what it's trying to do here. I don't know what the intent of this word jumble is. Like, that's just listing all sorts of crimes, but... okay? My brain explodes. The mud eating away at my body remains and steals my warmth mercilessly. I am crushed by the things seeping in through all 5 senses. Darkness I cannot look at directly. Ugliness I cannot acknowledge. Crimes I want to run away from. Every crime of the people in this world. That is why I'm going to die. one trapped in this darkness will eat themselves to death from pain and hatred. So, like, is Shirou, like, feeling every single sin? Oh, you know what? Yeah, like in the actual myth of the Holy Grail, wasn't it there when, like, Jesus Christ was crucified and it, like, collected his spilled blood? And it filled up with the blood of Jesus as he was crucified? And, like, he died for everyone's sins. So, like, the Holy Grail contains all the sins? Is that what's going on? If so, that's pretty cool. But Kodomine said that this curse killed Kuritsugu. That fact knocks away every darkness. Oh, hey, Gigas. How you doing? I've never played Earthbound. I respect the hell out of it, though. Warmth returns to my body. Blood flows through my beaten-up body and makes it stand. It's only natural. Such a thing? Emiya Kuritsugu had been burdened with this for many years. He was pressed by the voices for atonement and died unable to fulfill his wish. He said he wanted to become a superhero. He ran around trying to help someone, but could not get anyone's permission for that. Yet, he still did what he could to pursue the ideals he had abandoned. In the end, he was relieved by something a kid said and nodded to himself that everything was okay. So I have to stand up. I relieved Kuritsugu and promised that I'd become one. If Emiya Shirou is really that superhero's son, then I can't let the bad guy beat me. Tosaka said I should win, no matter what. Saber said he is an enemy that I must defeat. Even Kodomine said, if I'm going to fight, I should put my life on the line. They're right. What else can I bet if I won't bet my life? From the beginning, I have nothing else to give. Oh, that's one long scream. I leap desperately out of the dense black mud. What? I can hear his bewilderment. My throat is burning. My windpipe tears every time I breathe, and it feels like I'm swallowing pieces of glass. I don't care. Tears are welling up from anger. I'm going to go crazy from anger before I go crazy from the curse. Impossible. You managed to shake that thing off? I push my body and run. I put one hand behind my back. I grab the dagger I've hidden until now. I am astonished. I thought you escaped that thing, but you have a simple mind. It seems you have run out of ideas. Shut up! I never had any plans in the first place! I run. Kodomine sticks his hand into the waterfall behind him and extracts another clump of darkness. Then you can follow your servant. That previous light was Saber being defeated. You have no one to help you now. All my hesitations disappear. If I do reach Kodomine, I think his biggest mistake was that line. Because the command spell is on my left hand, it's the only proof I have. As long as my command spell exists, Saber exists. If she exists, she must have defeated Gilgamesh by now, and she'll be heading over here. I think Saber will be very angry if I don't greet her with open arms. So I will defeat you now, to fulfill the last promise I made with her. Darkness approaches. A great curse is released from Kuramene's hand. My body melts from my fingertips. I won't look away. If this is my role, there is still something I can do. Oh, back with Saber and Gilgamesh. Enuma Elish! A dislocation runs through space. With a flash of light and a roar of wind, the swirl of destruction is set loose from Iya. With that in front of her, Saber could not even use her noble phantasm. She lowers her sword and moves her body forward as if she's falling. The light approaches. She cannot avoid it with her injured legs, and there is no shield in this world that could block Iya. A storm of light and wind that will destroy everything in its path. Nothing can stand against the true name of Iya. That is a fact that cannot be changed. Yes. Until a few hours ago. The one surprised is not Saber, but the Golden Knight bearing Iya. Iya is still emitting magical energy and bringing forth destruction, but Saber steps forward into that tumbling storm of light. Her armor screams out. Cracks run through every wall of magical energy protecting her. In the period shorter than a second that they endure the attack, Saber steps up to Gilgamesh and... Excalibur! Ooh. She opposes Iya's destruction with the greatest power she is permitted. Heat and light rumble wildly. The crash of the greatest swords push against each other with pure power, creating a boundary in space. But is it not useless? Excalibur cannot beat Iya. Even if she approaches at the risk of her life, she can only push back just a little. The balance easily favors Iya, and Excalibur's light is repelled back along the Saber. I see, you must have lost your mind. Readying Iya, the Golden Knight looks at the enemy approaching him again, and puts magical energy into Iya. This will be it. He will totally annihilate Saber with all his power. Iya's turns reach their maximum speed, and the light surrounding Saber mows down Excalibur. But just before that, Saber's body jumps forward. A small space created by Excalibur, a place where she can take one more step. The instant she reaches it, her noble phantasm appears. Back with Shirou. The darkness becomes a raging wind to cover Emiya Shirou. There is no way to avoid it, and the concept of blocking is useless against a curse that paints space itself. Those swallowed by this darkness will be absorbed by it like the painted space. Body melting from the fingertips. Legs moving forward step into empty space, and arms reaching out are already invisible in the black mud. Emiya Shirou will be eliminated from the outside. Attacked by a feeling that his body is shrinking, Emiya Shirou still does not accept death. Without looking away, he rejects it with all his might. The darkness surrounding the body the pain trying to melt the body, and the curse trying to melt the mind. But they are futile attempts. There is no way for a mere human to resist the pollution. The body is still moving. The arm raised to grab something is still raised. But the mind is already destroyed. The mind is already painted in black, and the body should disappear into darkness as well. In that moment, you were my... Why is that voice remembered? A light turns on in the darkness. The instant the eyes realize the light is that light, everything reverses. The hammer comes knocking down. The mind accelerates, crackles with sparks, and creates the shape with unbelievable speed. Trace on. The spell to begin the projection is murmured. In an instant, it is completed, omitting every step of manufacture. That is right. There was no need to reproduce it from scratch. Because this shape was engraved in the body, it is perfect in memory as it was part of Emiya Shirou's body. You were my sheath. The arm reaching out still moves. The weapon created without concentration or spellcasting is grabbed. The world changes completely as the darkness is destroyed by a golden light, and in Emiya Shirou's hand is a perfectly reproduced sheath of Saber. Is it just me, or is it like 3 times as wide as Excalibur? Kinda weird. And like that, with Iya straight ahead of her, her noble phantasm is activated. What? That which is released and scattered before her is the Holy Sword's sheath. No one knows what kind of a divine mystery it is made from, but the sheath repels all light emitted by Iya. I need to turn on voices. This is probably gonna be hype as hell. No, it goes beyond the level of defending. It is complete isolation. The barrier of fairyland that keeps out all filth from the outside lands. A complete world separate from this one that can never be reached. As Saber is protected by the sheath of the Holy Sword, she is blocked off from all matter in this world. The greatest protection in this world. The greatest that cannot be infringed by anything, not even by the 5 sorceries. For that reason, the sheath is named Avalon, all that is a distant utopia. Isn't Avalon the name of like the afterlife for heroes and kings in medieval myth? Oh man. The place where King Arthur is said to have gone after his death. The utopia the king dreamed of that will never be reached. Wait, isn't this chapter named Utopia? Oh shit. Gilgamesh sees the death running up his spine. But he won't make it. The raised Iya will not stop turning, and Gilgamesh cannot manage to jump back. It is only natural. Who would even think that an attack with this much magical energy and this much power could be blocked?
おのれ、そのような小細工で。
Blue clothes run in. There's no armor on Saber. She has released the armor protecting her, but the magical energy gained into her sword and...
Saber!
That was anime as fuck. Shit. Oh man. It looks... He has to be dead, right? Like, he has been bisected. Damn. All darkness is blown away the instant the sheath is grabbed. The darkness surrounding Emiya Shirou, the darkness contaminating his body. Everything is dispersed. There's no reason to be surprised. The sheath of the holy sword protects its possessor. The embodiment of the utopia she sought cannot lose to this dirty mud. He runs. At the moment he is released from the darkness, his speed is like that of a shooting star. The one overestimating their ability, and the one who cannot even spare to think about such things. The difference is only an instant, but an instant that decides the outcome. Still falling, Emiya Shirou runs on his hands as well. In one hand is the dagger. In a crouching position, running to the Black Priest. The sword of retribution is stabbed into the priest's chest. Oh man, that is metal as hell. Though, honestly, that looks like a really shallow cut. Oh, he's probably dead. What is that face? The priest turns slowly. Before that, stopping himself with his feet, Emiya Shirou jumps back. The spinning body and all the magical energy in his left hand. He takes it and, like a whirlwind, he...
Let's go!
The magical energy is poured into the Azoth sword, along with the word of release. Okay, that's why it was so oh my, that's cool as hell. Yeah, just punch that sword into him. Damn. The golden sword was swung. She must not even have the energy to raise it back up. Saber keeps her sword and her face down. Yeah, she used her noble phantasm like, 3 times? That's not good. Slashed up, the man beholds the knight that has defeated him. The sound of wind echoes through the compound. The waves of light, like a flood, are no more. The two knights share no words as they place themselves in a parting called the battle's end. And the man sighs. He raises his weak hand and touches the cheek of the knight in front of him, as if making sure she exists.
憎らしい女だ。最後までこの俺に歯向かうか。
I thought that no words were said, but okay. You are a hateful woman. You oppose me to the very end. The golden armor starts to fade away. The existence of the King of Heroes is disappearing.
だが許そう。手に入らぬからこそ美しいものもある。
But I shall forgive you. Some things are beautiful because they cannot be obtained. His fingers slip. His raised arm falls powerlessly to the ground.
ならばこそ俺がお前に敗れるは必定だったか。
And if that is the case, then it was inevitable that I would lose to you. He says it sullenly, and in his final moments...
ではな、騎士王。いや、なかなかに楽しかったぞ。
Goodbye, King of Knights. It was indeed fun. He smiles ironically and disappears. Sparks fly onto the priest's uniform. The sparks are coming from the dagger in his chest. No chunks of flesh or blood are flying out. But still, the battle here is over as well. He doesn't even look at me. He is just looking down at the dagger in his chest in disbelief. The wind is blowing. The wind coming from the void above illuminates the sounds around it. In the rumbling silence...
なぜお前がこの剣を持っている?
Why do you have this sword? Kodamine Kirei murmurs in a clear voice.
それは俺のじゃない。遠坂から預かったものだ。
It's not mine. I borrowed it from Tosaka. How long was he thinking? He sighs, and the body that he hasn't moved since the beginning of our confrontation finally moves.
そうか。以前気まぐれでどこぞの娘にくれてやったことがあった。あれは確か10年前か。
I see. There was indeed a time when I gave it to some girl on a whim. I believe it was 10 years ago. Well, that's not poetic.
なるほど。私も衰えるはずだ。
I see. No wonder I have become weak. The body of the priest falls to the ground. I watch it all. He has talked about himself like he was someone else until the very end. And the priest sinks into that which he summoned, that which he wished for. That is the end of the man called Kodamine Kirei. And the true end of the long battle. Ooh. Chills. Oh, wow, okay. The battle's over. All that's left is the wrap-up. To rescue Ilya, to do what they will with the Holy Grail, and perhaps see what comes afterwards. Let's have a look at status screen. This should be about Saber. Let's see. Should be Noble Phantasm. Avalon. Ever-distant utopia. Wait, so... Okay, no, I see. I see how the cross guard would very easily fit into that sheath. Okay. Yeah, I see it. Oh, that makes perfect sense. Okay. Ever-distant utopia, the ability of Excalibur's sheath, the lost third noble phantasm. The sheath of the holy sword was excavated by Einsburn at Cornwall and returned to the hand of its owner through time. In the legend of King Arthur, the real ability of the holy sword is said to be the power of immortality in this sheath. Rank EX. Oh. It has the ability to heal the wounds of its owner and stop their aging, but it can actually be called a moving fortress centered on an individual. By producing the sheath and moving oneself into the land of the fairies, it shuts out all physical interactions. It can even defend against one of the sorceries, Iteration. Okay. Anything else for good old Greg? Oh. You know what? I don't think we... Did we see this? Yeah, anti-world. I remember shitting my pants over that. We're good. The enemy is gone, and I face the final large task. The black void in the sky. That mud has stopped, but the strange void is still beating. That is the Holy Grail. The omnipotent grail that would have been given to the winner of this war. There's a wind blowing. Kodamine is gone, and the power binding Ilya must have vanished. Ilya is now free of that void, and she's sleeping by my side. I don't know what condition she's in, but it doesn't seem like her life is in danger. She should wake up fine if I go home and have Tosaka look at her. The war has ended. Nobody else is going to get hurt, and I won't lose anyone else. The masters are gone, and the servants will disappear as their tasks are over. I already knew this was going to happen. We climbed those long stairs together. Our parting is already done. All that's left is to close the curtains. I wait with an empty mind, looking up at the void. And she appears. She walks straight towards me, her figure unchanged since the first time I saw her. Wait, what happened to her armor, though? She didn't have any armor on. She stops close enough that I could reach out to her. There are no words to confirm her safety or to congratulate her of the victory. This was something that was already decided. So there is only one thing left to do. I will destroy the Holy Grail. That is my role. So saying, she starts to walk. The strong winds do not affect her as she approaches it step by step. She must be in range. She quietly readies her sword and looks at the black void. I stare at her back. I clench my fists hard, bite my lip, stifle the words about to come out of my mouth, and engrave her figure into my memory. And then... Master, please give me the order. I cannot destroy it without your order. With her back to me, she tells me to use my last command spell. Saber will disappear once the Holy Grail is destroyed. No. As she will destroy the Holy Grail, she will never again become a servant. Saber became a servant because she sought the Holy Grail. Destroying the Holy Grail out of her own will means destroying her contract as well. If she destroys the Holy Grail, she will end her life as the king. Shirou, I want to hear you say it. Saber's voice. Every time I hear it, I want to scream. To tell her not to go. I want to scream for her to stay here. But that's something I should not do, even for the sake of my life. I love Saber. I want her to be happier than anyone else, and I want to be with her forever. But if I truly love her, that's wrong. I loved Saber as she continued to fight even after getting hurt. She was a girl who discarded everything, was filled with injuries, yet still protected all the way through. If I consider that beautiful and want to protect it, I cannot destroy her life just for my own selfishness. Can I point out that even at this point, Shirou and Gilgamesh are like a dark mirror of each other? Like, both dehumanized her at certain points, and both want desperately to contain and control her, then keep her all to themselves. Yet, here now, they're both forced to let Saber go. I really like that. I think that's really cool. She was born as a king and lived as a king. That will not change no matter what. From the time she swore to carry the sword, the girl became a king and nothing else. That is her pride. She ran through the battles so that in her final moments, she would be able to believe her path was the right one. The dreams of the girl Arturia. The mind that chose to be the king over her own life. To fight. Even after she learned it would be unrewarded, she still clasped the sword and defended the oath of the king. For many years. I cannot do anything to dishonor the pride that she has held until the time of her death. Saber, please fulfill your role. I say so with a flood of emotions. An overflowing light. The void in the sky is cut in half by the light and disappears without a trace. There's nothing left. The destroyed mountain is now a flat field. Dawn is in the distance. The horizon is shining in gleaming gold. My left hand hurts. My last command spell disappears. That makes me accept that the curtains have been drawn. So, everything is over. Yeah, this is it. There's nothing left. Oh, is Saber still here? She gonna slowly fade away? I see. Then our contract is at an end. I became your sword, defeated your enemies, and protected you. I am glad to have fulfilled this promise. Yeah. You did well, Saber. Nothing more needs to be said. Saber is far away, and I do not run to her. The morning sun rises. The halted wind begins again. A gold that seems to last forever. In it. In the end, there is one thing I must tell you, she says in a voice filled with determination. What is it? I reply, like always, with my best bluff. Saber's body wavers. She is facing me. She looks straight at me, and in a voice without regret. Shirou, I love you. Says those words. Wind blows. I close my blinded eyes and open them again. I don't think there's any surprise. I kind of saw this coming. That our parting would be like this. An open field fills my eyes. As the wind blew, the night disappeared. Just as she appeared, leaving no trace. Yeah, it really is just like you. There are no regrets in my voice. I squint at the rising sun, keeping everything I lost close to my heart. I stare at the horizon, wishing never to forget, and for it to never fade away. A distant land glowing in sunlight, resembling the golden fields she ran through. Man, it's a freaking Gurren Lagann all over again. Damn it. I respect that this visual novel stuck to its guns. There was no final prize, no final trick that could have saved Saber. They did what they planned, and Saber vanished, and there was no way around it. The Holy Grail was destroyed again. Just as Kiritsugu ordered Saber to destroy it, this time so too has Shirou ordered the destruction as well. But for much different reasons this time. And this time Saber wanted it. It was her request. I am really a sucker for writing that really puts the spotlight on parallels, like Shirou and Kiritsugu, and Shirou and Gilgamesh, the 10 years ago and the present, and how they reflect each other. Yeah, I'm just a sucker for that style of writing. I love it. I think it was pulled off excellently. Well, okay, screw the 1 hour limit. This is the epilogue. Let's just finish the Fate route right here and now. Let's do it. I'm just gonna keep going until it ends. I hear a sound. I hear the sound of the old, heavy, rusted door of the shed open. Light comes into the dark shed. I start to wake up. Is that Ilya? No, bad ending! Bad ending! Only she would say senpai. Rin doesn't respect Shirou at all. Or, could this be Sakura? Senpai, are you awake? I don't even need to check who's here. Oh, So it's time already. Taking a breath, I open my eyes. Yeah! She returns! Okay, well maybe this is a good ending. With Saber out of the picture, we can start shipping Shirou and Sakura again. Yeah, you think? Yeah. Oh, jeez, what voice did I even give her? Oh yeah. Good morning, Senpai. It's almost time to wake up. I guess you're right. Morning, Sakura. Thanks for waking me up. No, it's nothing you need to thank me for. I knew you would wake up properly, so I only did a needless thing. I see. Then why did you come to wake me up? I wanted to wake you up today, so I woke up 30 minutes earlier than usual. Today's a special day, you know? Oh, that reminds me. That's right. Today is a special day. Sakura, I don't think I even need to ask, but Fujini isn't here yet, right? No, Fujimura-sensei is not here yet. Oh, but Ilya-chan is already here. Okay, so there was a big time skip. I kind of wanted to see Sakura and Fujimura meeting Ilya, but what can you do? Maybe in another route. As I thought. Ilya being the only one here means one thing. Crap. Sorry, Sakura, but can you take care of breakfast? I'll go and wake up Fuji. Oh, yes. Sorry for your trouble, Senpai. Fortunately, I worked late last night as well, so I'm still in my work clothes. It's good I can go outside without having to change. I'll be back in 10 minutes, so I'll leave the rest to you. Yes, please do. Hi, Ilya. Okay, am I thankful that she didn't die? No. I just don't like her. I like her character, but as a person, I don't. Oh, Shirou's awake. Yeah, I just woke up. I'm going to go wake Fujini, so help Sakura out, will ya? Patting Ilya on her shoulder, I head to the front entrance. I got beat. Jeez, I told you I'm going to wake Shirou up, Sakura. Ilya runs to the shed, screaming. Such a scene isn't that unusual now. Okay, harem ending aside, what does the relationship look like? Aw, man, I think it would have been really cool if Saber's relationship got boosted to the max after she said that she loved Shirou. That would have been a cute detail, but nah, maybe I didn't think of that. Ilya said she wouldn't go back to her country, so I consulted Fujini to see if I could keep her at my place. Fujini really objected, said her house was better, and ended up taking Ilya in. Was a Tiger Dojo foreshadowing that the entire time? Oh my god. Since then, still staying at the Fujimura house, Ilya comes attacking with Fujini at the morning and at night. Needless to say, their target is breakfast and dinner. It's been 2 months since they started living together, and they seem to be in union now. 2 months, wow. When I walk past the shed area, I hear voices over the wall. It's Sakura and Ilya talking. I thought Ilya would not get along with Sakura since Ilya was that really unreserved personality, but I was wrong. The two consisting of the energetic Ilya and the quiet Sakura are getting along well, even though they're rather noisy. In fact, Sakura is regaining her spirit because of Ilya. Sakura stopped smiling when her brother, Mato Shinji, disappeared and was considered missing. She must have vaguely understood the connection with the mass coma incident at the school. She was worried about the missing Shinji and moped for a long time. It was Ilya who forcibly made Sakura get over it, and Sakura regains her cheerfulness when Ilya is around. I think it's morally wrong to not let Sakura know exactly what happened to her brother. And also, Ilya is becoming all buddy-buddy with her despite being the one who killed him? So... yeah, Sakura is able to laugh now. I'm purely happy for that. Because that soft smile certainly suits her. Oh, you're mean, Ilya-chan. I even gave you a special bonus to wake me up no matter what. Fujini scoffs down breakfast while crying. Should that be scarfs down breakfast? It's only natural. I'll be late too if I wait for Taika, and I worked enough for what I got paid for. If you want more out of me, you should raise the base pay and not just give me a special pay. Okay. Why are you such a miser when you're getting paid from grandfather as well? Everyone would hate you if you're stingy about money for such a young age. I don't care if I'm hated. I don't care what people beside the ones I like think of me. And Taika, pay me back the money I let you borrow. Your payday was 5 days ago, right? Huh? How do you know that? I heard from Raiga. Raiga? I can give you the details as well if you wish. Ilya smiles daringly. In contrast to Sakura, Ilya and Fujini do not get along well. And to add, Ilya gets really mean when she faces Fujini. That smile right now is like that certain someone. Rin. You have until tomorrow to repay me. If you can't, I'll just take it away from your allowance. Grandfather told you even that? Yes, we're together all noon. Raiga promised me that I'm much cuter than Taiga. What are you going to do about it, Shirou? This girl's such a devil. She'll take over the Fujimura group if you let her be. Actually, more than that, you were still getting allowances at that age? See you, Shirou. You're going to be back early today, right? Then I'll be waiting here, so come home right away. Yeah, I'll try. Take care while I'm gone. Humph! You might as well live here, you idiot! Fujini sulks while hiding behind my back. Yeah, you should get yourself together too. You can't cause Shirou trouble outside. Ilya easily turns aside her remark. The power relationship must already be at a position where Fujini can't push back by force. Whoa. Of course she has a tiger-striped helmet. Then I'll go on ahead, but don't walk slow and be late for school. Leaving the sound of exhaust, Fujini disappears like a bullet. Fujini got her license a month ago. Since then, her tardiness decreased considerably, but she has received another nickname of Rocket Tiger. I mean, rocket diver that only she doesn't know about. Whew. I stretch out and take a deep breath. Sakura has gone to school already. Seeing how she was eating a large bowl of rice today, it seems she is in a real high spirit. Today is the big day for the archery club. Sakura must be enthusiastic to work hard as the co-captain of the archery club. Oh, she took her brother's place. Wait. No, it was Mitsuzuri who was the captain, right? Or was Shinji the captain? I forget. Well, let's go to school. Today is April 7th. There's the school entrance ceremony, and the season is past the cold winter and already into spring. It's been 2 months since then. It feels like a lot has changed since she has gone away, but I think the changes are trivial. Winter ended and spring came. That's all that's changed. I feel like I've grown up a bit, but it's not like that caused me to be any different. So not much has changed. Emiya Shirou is clumsily running after Kritsugu as usual. She lived! Thank God. Good morning, Emiya-kun. It's unexpected to see you in the morning. Hey, it sure is a good day today, huh, Tosaka? I raise my hand and greet her. But is it really unexpected? We're barely missing each other recently. Oh, wait, no, this is, that's still Shinji. Well, I certainly didn't come across you too many times before. Come across? Tosaka glares at me as if unhappy about something. I don't think it's good to send an aura of enmity first thing in the morning. Tosaka, did you change the time you leave your house? You came later before, right? You came at a time that wasn't too late or too early. That's not true. I bet it's only coincidence that we didn't see each other until now. No, this tsundere has totally changed her sleep schedule to match Shirou's. Do you know? My house and your house are in the exact opposite locations. So if we get up and go down the hill, it's only natural that we meet here. Oh. That's the first time I've heard that. I see, that would certainly... Wait, hold on. That's only if we do the same things around the same time. For Tosaka to come to this intersection at this time, she would have to get up at 6. But that's... Tosaka, you're not sleepy? I ask her directly. What do you mean by that? I'm not sleeping nor pushing myself. Why do you ask such a thing? Well, you weren't a morning person. You'll unmask your true self if you go to school with lack of sleep. It'll be terrible if you fall asleep during class. I bet you'll rage around with a face like an awkward demon if someone tries to wake you up. Like, I will kill all that disturbs my sleep kind of thing. Dude, I still remember how in the prologue, she was woken up by her alarm clock and the internal dialogue dubbed the alarm clock her enemy. God, that was so funny. Oh. I won't do such a thing. I won't make such a mistake just by waking up 30 minutes early. See, you did wake up early. Jeez, quit worrying about when other people get up. If you have time to inquire about such boring things, just go to school. Tosaka gets angry while looking away. Babaka. Her excuse is plausible, so I stopped my greeting here and we resume our way to school. We go up the hill. The streets and houses below me have all changed to show the coming of spring. The wind is comfortable, and the cherry blossom flowers flutter down occasionally from the school on top of the hill. Everything that can be seen and felt is pleasant. Do you have work all this week? I won't complain since it's your time, but don't you get sick like that? No, I got today off. I heard that the Archer Club is doing a welcome party for the new members, so I'm thinking of going with Ilya. Wow, you have some great guts. You're a big shot if you're taking Ilya to school with an unconcerned face. Is it bad? I think I'll let Ilya kill some time, and it should make her happy. It is bad. It's bad, but I guess I'll show up as well then. It won't be boring if Ilya's going to be there, and most of all, I just can't leave her alone because it's too dangerous. I'm thankful that she says that. It's Tosaka, not Sakura or me, but that understands Ilya the most. There's the fact that she periodically takes care of Ilya, but more importantly, Ilya and Tosaka are natural-born magi. I think Tosaka would be a good teacher for Ilya, as she doesn't quite realize what it's like to live as a magus while hiding that fact. Thus, things are settling into the way they should be. The damage from the Holy Grail War is almost completely restored by the new priest dispatched by the church, and our everyday life has returned without problems. There are certainly things that were lost and will not return. So, were the orphans killed? It's kind of important. But the wounds have slowly healed, and I should be happy about the regrets fading away. But it was unexpected. And then, Tosaka murmurs in a serious tone while looking down at the town below her. What was unexpected? Yeah, I thought you would be more depressed. I thought you wouldn't be able to get over it for a while. Is this another new track? That is about the girl that isn't here anymore. It's been 2 months since then. It's about the golden-haired girl that we talk about for the first time since then. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was about to go insane just thinking about the future. But it turns out you didn't change after that. You didn't even get depressed as you were fine the next day. At that time, I wondered if you were really alright. I can't put this into words real well, but you had the atmosphere of a guy that would die in an accident the next day. What is that? Why would I easily die when I'm doing well? Things like that happen. When people accomplish their lifelong goals by mistake, they can suddenly die. The instant they think like, oh, I don't think I need to live anymore, cars run into them running red lights and they fall downstairs. Okay. Tosaka's metaphor is difficult to understand. She might want to say something about peaceful death and going to heaven or something. So I was worried about that. At times like that, people around you feel more relief if you get really depressed. Oh, then would you have comforted me if I was depressed? Of course not. I would have kicked you in the back and made you get over it. I'm just saying that it's a bit disappointing since I couldn't do that. She looks away in displeasure. Her gesture looks so funny that I laugh. What? Was it strange? No, it was a strict line surely fitting you, so I feel relieved. Is this another new track? We both walk on, looking up at the spring sunlight. The hill is long and looks as if it'll continue on into the endless blue sky. And as if saying something trifling, "Then you don't have any regrets? With Saber gone and all?" Tosaka murmurs while looking up at the sky. "No, I probably don't have any regrets. It's not a bluff, and I say so with a calm state that even surprises me. There is no regret, and I don't have anything I forgot to tell her. That parting contained everything. What I wanted to do, what she dreamed of. It was a competition of our determination, and maybe I should have taken her hand and granted her dream. But there was something we both felt was beautiful, and we desperately protected it until the very end. There's nothing to feel regret about. As she has properly ended her time, I cannot remain in this reminiscence forever." Is that a new background? I don't recognize that. Oh my god. "I see. Then you've concluded this inside you already. So that's why you're not depressed or filling yourself with reminiscence." "Yeah. But I still dream about it. I'll recall her for the rest of my life. My memory will fade away someday, and I will forget about her voice and her gestures. But still, I'll remember forever that this thing occurred, and that I loved Saber." Tosaka doesn't say anything. But for some reason, she looks happy and starts to walk as if she's skipping. "What's going on, Tosaka? Did something happen to make you hurry?" "It's nothing. I just want to get to school quickly. So let's hurry. I'll leave you behind if you're slow." Turning around, Tosaka starts running up the hill. What is she doing? Pushing herself when she's not a morning person? Grumbling, I throw the bag over my shoulder and start to run. It's still 7:30. It's too early a time for a student not involved in any club activities, but I guess there's nothing wrong with being early. Running up the road that seems to go up into the sky, I reach the school earlier than usual. Today is the day the new year starts. If I am to celebrate it, I have to shake off my old memories and hurry up. Traces will never go away. Even if I almost cry from the vacancy hitting my heart. Blue sky is in the distance. It feels so close. Yet, I cannot grab it, even if I reach out with my hands. I looked up at the stars before. The stars that I cannot reach, and the wishes that will not be granted. There is nothing we have been able to leave behind for each other. Therefore, traces and memories will disappear someday. But still, even if it will not reach her, there should be something that will remain in our hearts. There is nothing that remains in our hands, but we lived the same time and looked up at the same things. If I can remember that, I can believe that we can be together, even if we are far apart. I can assent that as there are things that will go away, there are also things that will not go away. That is why I will keep running for now. If I aim for the distance, there should come a day when I will be able to reach out to what I have been aiming for. Winter has passed, and it is spring, the season of new beginnings. Under the blue sky that she has also seen, I keep running up the hill. good. I am so glad we get to see this. Oh boy. Buckle up. The battle has ended. Her last battleground, the battle that was fought between the split halves of her country, ended with the king's victory. The night is running. The battle has ended. The bloody red sun already set, and the darkness of the night is already ruling over the battlefield. The hill, covered with corpses, is filled with curses, crying out to try and take the survivors with them. Through it all, the knight runs panting. A rein is in the knight's hand, and the wounded white horse earnestly follows him. The only survivors are the knight and this horse. And this one king that is lying on the white horse's back. Your Highness, King Arthur, please, come this way. He must be wounded himself, but the knight still runs through the battlefield with all his energy. The king he is serving is on the verge of death. The king has defeated the enemy's king in personal combat, but the king received a fatal wound as well. The wound is fatal, even in the knight's eyes. The king that they have served will soon reach death. Please, get a hold of yourself. If we reach that forest, we shall certainly... He desperately calls out. Or possibly, the knight may have really believed it. That their king is immortal. That as long as the guidance of the holy sword is there, the king would never die. He breathes hard, passes over mountains of corpses, and heads for the forest that is not covered in blood. He knew of the king's immortality. Therefore, he believes that the king's wound will heal if he escapes this cursed battlefield and makes it to a pure place. No, he could only believe so. He believed his own king, unlike the other knights. The king was isolated in the court, alienated by the knights, and was feared by the people. But the king did not show emotion even in such a situation, and always stayed as an ideal, and the knight felt pride in his young king. He did not serve his country. He had entrusted his sword, struggled to be of power, and made his way to be a personal guard of the king as a young man, because it was the king. The masked king. The boy who tried to allow no personal feelings and to be fair. He might have hoped to be able to see the king's true face if he went near the king. He just wanted to see the king's true expressions. Say king one more time, motherfucker. I double dare you. Anyway. Not the face he puts on during battle or in the castle, but a real smiling face of a human. It should appear in the court when he has been released from his duties. No matter how perfect the king is, he cannot strain his mind 24 hours a day. But that thinking proved wrong. The only thing he found out was the truth contrary to his expectation. He has made it to the rank of Imperial Guard and was able to guard beside the king. He has guarded the king closer than any other knights and kept watch on the king's behaviors. But still, it did not happen even once. His king never smiled. Since when did he feel anger toward it? The king has accomplished so many great deeds and has accrued so much glory. But in fact, the king never showed a peaceful face. He could not approve of that fact. He wanted to believe such a thing should not be allowed. This guy's sounding a lot like Shirou. That is why he wished for his king to be awarded the light. but he has yet to accomplish that. The king is still isolated. That is why the knight continuously did not approve of the king's death. He cannot end it here. He thinks that this great king is not rewarded enough for his actions. Your Highness, please stay here. I shall go get someone right away. In the forest he reaches, the knight lays the king by the large tree. The situation is a race against time. It takes half a day no matter how much he hurries to go to the port where his own army is left. Anyone with eyes should be able to tell if the king's life will last till the morning or not. Please endure until then. I shall certainly bring our troops here. He salutes the unconscious king and runs to his white horse. Bedivere. Before that, the king that should have been unconscious calls out his name. Your Highness, have you regained your consciousness? Yes, I was having a dream. A faint voice. But that voice seems warm to the knight. A dream? He calls out as if to search. The king's consciousness is not certain. He shall go back to the darkness unless you reply so. Yes, I have not seen many dreams, so I had a valuable experience. That is great. Then please be at ease and rest. I shall go get the troops in that time. A gasping sound. It sounds as if what the knight said was unexpected. Your Highness, have I been rude? No, I was just surprised at your point. I did not know a dream could be seen after one awakens. Are you saying I will be able to see the same dream if I close my eyes again? Now it is the knight's turn to be surprised. He stutters but replies even though he knows it is a lie. Yes. If you strongly desire so, you should be able to continue watching the same dream. I have that experience as well. Such a thing is not possible. What happens only once and not continuously is what people call a dream. But the knight lies in spite of that. He apologizes that this will be the first and the last dishonesty he will perform toward the king. I see. You are knowledgeable, Bedivere. The king murmurs as if impressed. His face is still looking down, and he does not even look up at the knight. The king breathes so softly that it can be barely heard, and quietly, Bedivere, take my sword. The king gives his last order in a faint voice. Pass through this forest and go over that blood-stained hill. There is a deep lake beyond it. Throw my sword into that lake. Your Highness, that is... The knight knows what that means. The sword of the lake. To let go of the sword that was the proof of the king, and what protected the king means the end of the king he has served. Go. Once you have accomplished my order, return here and tell me what you saw. The king does not take back his order. The knight takes the holy sword and goes over the hill with his indecision still in mind. And The knight hesitates, returning the sword for 3 times. The lake was certainly there, but he just could not throw the sword in it. If he throws the sword in, his king will disappear. The knight is unable to throw away the sword from his unwillingness to part with the king, and the knight turns around and returns to the king. The king repeats to the knight. As the knight lies to the king that he has thrown away the sword, the king only replies to follow his command. To disobey the king's command is a great sin for a knight. But still, he disobeyed the king's order twice. He was reluctant for the king's life when he faced the lake. But that comes to an end. As the knight figures out he cannot change the king's decision, he throws the sword in the lake on his 3rd visit. The holy sword returns to the lake. A white hand appearing from the water receives the sword, and after going through the sky 3 times, the holy sword vanishes from this world. And the knight finally accepts it. The king's end. That the duty that was too long has finally ended. After crossing the hill 3 times, the forest is covered in morning sunlight. The battlefield is afar. In the pure light mist that does not show any trace of a bloody battle. I have thrown the sword into the lake. The sword has returned to the lady of the lake. The king opens his eyes at the knight's words. I see. Then you shall be proud. You have obeyed your king's command. The knight nods silently to the voice facing death. Everything has ended. Chaos in his country would still continue. The battle will not end, and the day of ruin will come around soon. But the battle of the king has ended. She has fulfilled her duty until the very last moment. The light disappears. Finishing her task, has her last strength disappeared from her body? I am sorry, Bedivere. This sleep will be long. As if going to sleep slowly, she gradually closes her eyes. The morning sunlight fills the area. The forest stands there quietly, and his king goes into a long sleep. The knight keeps watching over her figure. The king that he wished for. A lonely king that was seen off by just one knight. But her face is what he wished for. A peaceful sleep. In her last moments, the king has obtained peace that she has never been able to obtain. He was just happy about that fact. The knight thinks that someone who has given her peace and proudly watches over his king. The heaven is far and the clearing sky is blue. The battle has truly ended. Are you watching, King Arthur? His murmur rides through the wind. As if sinking into the endless blue, the king that went into sleep. The continuation of the dream sees a distant, distant dream. The battle is over. Let us put our swords down and rest in the momentary peace. After dozing in a warm dream, a new day will dawn. The days continue on, and we are still following the same star we once saw. That's the Fate route. Oh my god, I did it. After 4 years since I began this visual novel for the first time, and over 2 years since I started Let's Playing it, I finished the first route. I am extremely impressed by the sheer production value of it. So many unique backgrounds and visuals and music tracks. This visual novel just kept surprising me time after time and after time, where I just was so surprised by all the new things it would show. So many backgrounds and all the quote-unquote camera angles as it would swoop around the images that really sold the impacts and the dynamicness of situations, and the music is on another level. Some of these tracks I just really liked. I love the music in this. This visual novel has a great soundtrack. Okay, so the one and only other visual novel I've ever played has been the Phoenix Wright trilogy, so that game had great sprite animation for the characters, but this visual novel here focused more on the environment and the atmosphere, and I think it pulled it off very well. As for the story itself, well, I think we're about to return to the title screen, so bear with me a moment here. Farewell, Saber. You can rest now. Finn, what are you talking about? This is like 1/3 of the way through now. Though honestly, try again from the night of the 3rd day. Ooh. Okay. Oh, new title screen. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, I think it's as I thought. The night of the 3rd day. When was that? Hold on. 3rd day. No, it's 4th day. Night of the 3rd day. So this is... Yes! They went to go visit Kirei for the first time. Oh. Wait. Oh, I see in the text there. This one right here. Alright, let's cooperate. I'm sorry, but I can't. That's the morning of the 4th day. Huh. A long time ago, we selected I'm sorry, but I can't form an alliance, and then continued on, and the loading screen said Unlimited Blade Works route. Like the day transition said that. Is that not where we'd make the divergent choice to enter the 3rd? Huh. Well, I guess next time I'll have to start from the 3rd day. Yeah. I'll probably reload this one, the Part 10 start video, and fast forward from there and see what's new. I'll read through that slowly, but that's not anytime soon. So, let's continue talking. What did I think about the story of the Fate route? When it began, I was enamored with the concept of it. The 7 Magi, the 7 Servants, the command spells, all the chance for intrigue and alliances and betrayal. Even betrayals between master and servant. Command spells used in error, command spells used to betray, command spells to violate a servant's will. And all the espionage that could come about, the tense battles. I don't think the Fate route lived up to what I was hoping for. The Fate route was very much about Shirou's naivete and his attachment to Saber. They played a very passive game in the war. That's not what I was hoping for, honestly. But did I still enjoy it? Well, obviously yes, otherwise I wouldn't have continued this freaking visual novel. This is a lot of commitment, but I liked it enough to want to see it through to the end. And I also like it enough to want to see it to the other 2 ends, the Unlimited Blade Works route and Heaven's Feel. But not soon. I have been playing this for a very long time. I need a break. So I'm going to put down Fate Stay Night for now. In the meantime, I'm going to play another game in my primary time slot. And that will be Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney 4. I'm returning to the Phoenix Wright franchise, so I'm so excited for that. And after that, I'm probably going to play the Ace Attorney Miles Edgeworth investigation games. There are 2 of them, so I'm pretty much just going to play another set of 3 Phoenix Wright games. And then once that's done, I'll return and play through Unlimited Blade Works. And you can bet there's going to be a different thumbnail, a different banner here on the sides of the video. It's going to feel really fresh. So I'm really looking forward to that because I know one of the first things I ever learned about Fate Stay Night is that the Unlimited Blade Works route is about Rin and Archer. They're the protagonists. We're gonna leave Shirou and Saber in the dust. Like, obviously Saber's still going to be a character, as will Shirou. But no, we're gonna follow Rin, we'll get into her head, and as we've seen, Rin is all about the espionage and the aggressiveness. That's her thing. She did so much espionage and intelligence gathering on her own throughout the Fate route. I can't wait to get in her head, and I can't wait to see Archer again. Her Archer, the red Archer, the cool one, who's nice. Oh, it's gonna be great. But, yeah, time will tell, just how it will differ. Like, presumably, Kirei is still going to be evil, and Gilgamesh will still be out there lurking, feasting off the energy of the mutilated orphans. Well, what more can I say? I think this route, the Fate route, had a very, very good ending. Amazing final fight. Great, touching, emotional epilogue. A great end for Saber and for Shirou. Yeah, I'm ending this satisfied. So, yeah, this is not the end of Fate Stay Night. I'm just taking a break. For now, I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been Fate Stay Night, Fate Route. Thank you for being here for the finale. And hopefully, I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.